to the show. I am your host, Suzanne Monk, host of the original all-live Periscope cast all about Trump, Trump Talk US. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I gotta get the stand to hold up. Well, let's do this. Let's make the music stop. Welcome, everybody, to the show. Welcome. How's it all going? We got a lot of news to talk about, and of course, we got a little technical difficulty. There we go. There we go. Hi, everybody. Hi, Ronald. Hi, Cody. Hi, everybody. I'm assuming you all saw the debate. Who didn't see the debate? Everybody saw the debate. Anybody who cares about this country watched last night's debate, and they watched, they watched Donald Trump, hey Deb, watched Donald Trump kick Hillary's butt. Donald Trump handed it to her. This was the debate we were all looking for. So important. Now, you guys, I'm going to talk about something. I want to talk about the news in a minute, but while I got everybody's attention, I want to talk about something very important, thank you, for Trump supporters. Very important. I want everybody to pay attention closely and listen. They are going to continue to attack Donald Trump. We need to be prepared for what is coming next. I'm going to tell you what's coming next. We're going to talk about that first, then we'll get into the news because everybody needs to know this. I actually think America should have done more to help the Kurdish people fight ISIS. They were actually great allies. That's my personal opinion about the Kurdish people. I don't really like the way the Turks treat them. So, let's find out what's going to happen. Here's what's going to happen. Here's what to look for. Something called the Herman Cain strategy. Everybody remember this. The Herman Cain strategy. This is how they derailed the campaign of Herman Cain. They are going to make accusations. There is going to be a false accusation of sexual assault against Donald Trump. I'm telling you what will happen. It will be a false assault, but the accusation will be made too close to the election. So there's not time for the evidence, Herman Cain strategy, for the evidence to come out to disprove it. That's how they derailed Herman Cain. So, it will be a lie. It will be fake. But there will be somebody who comes out. That's what you need to understand. So prepare yourself to ignore it and move on, hitting Hillary again and again. We must keep hitting Hillary with the facts. Last night, Donald Trump meeting of the four, amazing. That is what we need to do. We need to remind these millennials what Hillary Clinton is about. It is most important we do two things. Demoralize the other side voters. Make them want to stay home. 2, get out our voters. Absolutely most important. So I need everybody to be prepared for the Herman Cain strategy. Here's how Donald Trump is going to counter it. This is just my prediction. Okay? He's going to start releasing some of his taxes and some information about his taxes. Start finding out what's really going on in there. Completely distracting the media, showing how much tax he actually pays. Watch and mark my words. That's what's going to happen. We're going to need to push that positive information again and again harder so it trends more than the lies the Hillary campaign is telling. Very important for Trump supporters. And of course, keep pushing the WikiLeaks. Just letting everybody know those important things. All right. Let's talk about the news. I just need to get everybody aware of what's going to happen so we don't panic. I don't want to hear a lot of whiners just like we did with Pussygate. Oh my God, Trump said something bad. I don't want to hear a lot of whiners. It's fake. They're lying. They're manipulating us. They're trying to take the country back because the establishment doesn't want to lose their gravy train. We can't let them. Yes, exactly. InfoWars is doing a great job with this Bill Clinton is a rapist thing because they're getting a lot of people excited about making other people aware. And I just really appreciate that. So, huge win at the debate, you guys. This is the debate we were looking for. We were looking for Trump to take it to her on her emails. We were looking for Trump to take it to her on her past. We were looking for Trump to take it to her on Bill's past and how she treated women in that. And on her record with ISIS, with the Middle East. We know from fact checking, in fact, Hillary Clinton was Secretary of State when the red line was drawn. That is actually a fact. Hillary Clinton lied right there in front of us. Over and over, we watched her lie because she was getting her butt handed to her. Oh, you are so sweet. Do you really think that, Mike? If you really think that, I'm going to block you because you're an idiot. Did you see the debate? At all? Right. I'll let everyone talk to you. We'll decide if you get to stay. So, here's where it all started. Okay, well then, bye. Bye, Felicia's. Here's where it all started. Donald Trump. The meeting of the four. Donald Trump created a press conference, but he didn't tell everybody what the press conference was going to be about. Guess what it was? It was Juanita Broaddrick, Paula Jones, Kathleen Willey, and Kathy Shelton, who is the 12-year-old rape victim that Hillary Clinton sex-shamed on the stand. Let's stop talking about the laugh, you guys. Okay? The laugh is only one part of it. The strategy they used was to sex shame a 12-year-old rape victim. That's what Hillary Clinton did. So, Donald Trump had those four women there at a press conference ahead of the debate. Yeah, you know exactly what I'm talking about. That's what happened. That's what we need to start talking about. I'm tired of the laugh. Who cared if she laughed? It's awful. The laugh is awful. Talk about the laugh. But she sex shamed a 12-year-old rape victim on the stand. Let's just be honest. So I get a little pissed off about that. I'm sorry. I get a little upset. So what you're gonna find is actually there was huge sway with last night's debate. Here's what you haters that say nothing's going to change don't realize. Frank Luntz did a poll. In the beginning of the poll, all undecided voters, all undecided, they had taken a poll who might lean one way or the other. And 8 people had said they were going to vote for Hillary. 9 people had said they were thinking of Hillary. 9 people had said they were thinking of Trump. After the debate, 4 people said they were thinking of Hillary, and 18 people said they were thinking of Trump. Donald Trump doubled the number of people undecided. I am right. You can go look it up. Doubled the number of people undecided in the Frank Luntz poll. Look it up. From 9 to 18 in that room from that debate. Why? Because he took the attacks on directly in the first part of the debate until Hillary finally crawled uncle. Did you see her cry uncle? Finally, she's like, oh, I want to talk about the issues. Yeah, because you're done talking about your crimes? Okay. And then we did talk about the issues. And she looked ridiculous. She had nothing but the same old tired excuses why Donald Trump had serious plans and serious discussions about how we take this country forward, how we bring our jobs back, and how we make this country safe and great again. The only thing he didn't do is drop the mic. Which is what was what we were all looking for. We were all looking for Trump to stand up to her. And here's one of the most important things. We're going to talk about this in a minute. One of the most important things is no one stands up to these Clintons. No one talks to them. No one tells them their crimes to their face. Donald Trump did it on national television in front of thousands, millions of viewers. Yeah, the joke quote. That was just absolutely. All right. So the meeting of the four, great. Debate, huge win. You wouldn't hear that on CNN, though. They've lost their mind. They say Donald Trump was stalking Hillary and he did horribly and blah, blah, blah. Because they're lying. And they have to keep lying. And they will keep lying more and more. Although I do appreciate Anderson Cooper had Corey Lewandowski on and at least had a panel that had some relative balance to it for about 5 minutes. And then, of course, right back to it. But I think Anderson got a little shell-shocked in the middle when Donald Trump kept talking back to him. Martha Raddatz, she kind of struggled through horribly, trying to, I gotta keep saving Hillary. Totally making a fool of herself, obviously debating the candidate herself. Martha Raddatz, are you running for president? No, you're not. So that was, but I think Anderson Cooper kind of got a little shell-shocked halfway through because Anderson Cooper is an asshole. I don't know. I don't care what he does or what we can come up with every conspiracy theory. He's a jerk. It just is what it is. Let's talk about Paul Ryan, you guys. Paul Ryan. He's never Trumpers. We don't need them. I want to first start off. We don't, if the establishment, if the Republican establishment does not want to support Donald Trump, fine. we'll take the White House, and we'll let whatever happens to the down ticket ballot. I mean, to be fair, I know we're all real panicking. We want to hold on to the House, and the Republicans want to hold on to the House and Senate. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's panicking about that. But who's holding on to it? Isn't it the same establishment Republicans that we've been talking about the whole time, that have been handing over the budget, giving the Democrats everything they needed, defeat Obama in no way? We send them up to lower the budget, to fix Obama. We sent them up there. That's why we gave them the House. That's why we elected Republicans. We sent them up to do a job. They were supposed to deal with Obamacare. They were supposed to deal with this budget, and they were supposed to prevent Obama from continuing his executive orders and massive spending. And they didn't do any of that. So we're worried we're not going to keep them in the House and Senate? The whole, look, this whole tape, I'll speak to that for a second. The whole leak of the tape is a never Trumper plot. That is not, it's Hillary Clinton working with the Bushes, but it's a never Trumper plot from within. That's Jeb Bush. That is Jeb Bush's nephew. Billy Bush is Jeb Bush's nephew. First off, let's just remember that. Okay? And it was all from within. It's all from within. This is the Never Trumpers' last hurrah to try to make Donald Trump such a distasteful candidate that they can convince everybody to derail his campaign, either to replace him or derail his campaign, with the hope that they will be able to rerun in 2020. But by then, the Supreme Court will already be so skewed left, our country will be screwed. The GOP is sabotaging the country to suck more gravy off the establishment train. We're not going to let them do it. So, we're not going to let them do it. Now, they're going to keep trying, but clearly, let's just demonstrate what happened with Pussygate. I'm going to call it that. They failed, okay? They failed. They can keep talking about it in the news, but what we've determined in the last few days is, one, it kind of is locker room talk. Two, any man who says he's never heard that or talk like that, now they have athletes, NFL athletes coming out saying they don't talk like that in the locker room. No, you go home and beat your wives. Are you kidding me? NFL, are you kidding me? You're half criminals. You have no moral ground to stand on. My 20s, I hung out with strippers. You don't want to hear how those women talk. Okay, I just want to... So, it has demonstrated the hypocrisy of the left immensely, and will continue to do so, and is going to, in that way, continue to fail. Because at some point, everyone's going to be like, yeah, everybody's dirty. Arnold Schwarzenegger? Are you kidding me? Arnold Schwarzenegger is upset because Donald Trump talked to... Arnold Schwarzenegger, you got your maid and your wife pregnant the same year. I mean, it's ridiculous. Guys talk like that. Many guys talk like that. It just is what it is. Frankly, what I find so ridiculous is that we continue to spin it as if Donald Trump talking about grabbing a woman's pussy is sexual assault, while the other candidate attacked sexual assault victims that she enabled her husband to rape. You see, let me explain something to you. You see, oh no, the gays talk about, the gays are some of you guys talk about grabbing stuff all the time, let alone, I'm just saying, that's what I love about my gays. That's what I love. You know, that's why I always go hang out near the gay people at a party. That's where all the good conversation is going to be. Come on. Seriously. That's where everything's going on. Now, let me explain something to you, okay? Everyone wants to talk about Bill Clinton is the one who did these sexual assaults. Hillary Clinton is the victim. Okay? The first time you know your husband raped another woman, if you don't do something to stop him from raping the second woman, you're complicit in each and every one of those sexual assaults after number one. And that happened a long time ago. Not to mention going after the women and trying to destroy their lives. So, now you're right, emotion sells. And that's why we have to come back just as hard and just as bloody. And that's why Donald Trump brought the meeting of the four. The meeting of the four is exactly that. Emotion sells. And we're going to, if you want to play this bloody emotional game, great. You want to bring out Alicia Malnado, who is called Miss Piggy, great. We're going to bring out people your husband raped and you attacked. All day long. You don't think there's a long list of people Bill Clinton has sexually assaulted who might like a little justice? Yes. So, CNN, huge lie, pushed a huge lie, trying to tell everybody that Mike Pence thought about dropping out. At no point. Mike Pence came out. At no point did he think about dropping out. Then the Washington Times, this is how they spin it. This is how they spin it. They can't help themselves. They can't help themselves, the media. Oh, she did. She actually, we'll talk about that in a second. Mike Pence came out. He did it on, he's like, look, I stand, I'm proud to be the nominee of my party. I am with Donald Trump. Oh, but he didn't say, I'm proud to stand next to Donald Trump. So that's a sign that he's dropping out. No, that's the media for you. Mike Pence came out. Clearly, he is not dropping out. He has a list of dates. He, of course, is very proud of Donald Trump's victory last night and is ready to continue to make America great again, as it should be. As it should be. Let's do some question and answer, you guys, and then I want to talk about these rallies and Trump reasons. So, what have we not talked about? What were your thoughts about the debate? What questions might you have? Let's chit and chat. I know the mainstream media tries the same stories over and over. Do you know that? You noticed that, right? I'm sure you have as well as I have. They keep trying the same thing. Mike's not dropping out. Mike and Donald Trump are serious about this. Making America great again. Yeah, no, Mike loves Donald and is very aware of Donald's past. Who doesn't know Donald's past? I mean, we all lived through the 90s. The Wilkes Barre rally online was absolutely great and broke records in attendance. Huge, you guys, huge. And this idea that Donald Trump will quit, the media loves to do that one too. Donald Trump's going to quit. Donald Trump is never going to quit. A month out? After all of this? Absolutely ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. We just have to fight back with the mainstream media, you guys. We have to keep fighting back, sharing the information, sharing the real facts. We have to do it. Oh, did you see that you were talking about baby Trump? The little boy Donald Trump brought on stage at the Wilkes Barre rally. So cute, you guys. Such a cute moment. Absolutely adorable. He brought the little boy up on stage and he asked him, do you want to go home? Do you want to go back with your mom and dad? Or do you want to stay with Trump? And the little boy says Trump. Now he does say the last word you say, which was so cute. I mean, it's kind of a parrot. But it was super cute nonetheless. And frankly, I think the kid might be thinking, because if you're at that age and you might have a choice between your parents, which I'm sure are great, and being Donald Trump's kid, I know which would I pick. And that'd be my last name. I'm just going to point that out. So, kid's obviously smart little kid, right? If I follow you on Twitter, look, I will. Stacy, New York, Stacy in Texas. Tag me and I will certainly follow you back and make sure I share. I'm a good sharer if you, mention me, whatever I don't know what Twitter calls it. Tag me, put me in there. At Trumpertarian. At Trumpertarian. That's me. It's super cute, and I'll share it on the page. Super, super cute. You guys, we're doing good. We got to keep fighting. I want to make a suggestion to everybody, and this is really important. I'm going to share this event. I made a Facebook event to share this, and I want everybody to do this. We need to make a phone tree. So, I need you to go into your phone list. I need you to look through all your friends. Write down a list. Thank you. Write down a list of people you know will vote for Trump. Call them on November 8th. Call them. Message them. Make sure you contact them. Did you vote? Make sure your checklist voted. It's literally like, you get out we have these get out the vote operations, and they make huge lists of registered voters, and they go through the phone banks, and they do it all like, blah, blah, through the machine. Well, the RNC is going to screw us over, you guys. They're not going to do the work. We have to do the work. And the best way to do the work is to call people you know are going to vote for Trump and send them to the polls. So, make a list. Believe me, you got a list. Awesome. Make a list. Put some check marks next to it. Make a list on November 8th. Get messages back. Don't just call people. Call them a couple times. Did you vote? Make sure they say, yes, I voted. Maybe their car broke down. Go help them get to the polls. Do whatever you can to get as many voters to the polls as possible. Offer to drive the elderly. Offer to drive college kids. Offer to make carpools. Everybody go together. So important. We have to get out the vote. There are 3 things we have to do. We have to demoralize, well, 2 things. There's 2 things we have to do. We have to demoralize the left's vote. We got to make them so sick of this election, they don't even want to vote. They're just fed up. Both of these candidates suck. We hate them. Yay, stay home, don't vote. We have to get out the enthusiastic vote, the Trump vote, the people who are going to vote for Trump. Get them to the polls. 2 steps. Demoralize them. Get our guys out. If we do that, we make America great again. Just that simple. Just that simple. It's totally doable. If each of us do our part, our little part, it is totally doable. We're going to win this election. We are going to take this country back. That's how we're going to do it. Let's talk about these rallies, you guys. So many rallies. Donald Trump is hitting her hard in these rallies. Hitting her so hard. Renting buses. Great. If you know somebody who has a van. If you know somebody, I mean, you can maybe even, if you know a lot of people, you might want to check into Enterprise, or there might be a day rental for some of these service vans. Check into that if there's enough people in your neighborhood. The fact check, if you're talking about the fact check about Hillary Clinton actually being Secretary of State while this red line was drawn, that was true. Pretty much a lot of what Trump said was true, and pretty much every other thing that most of everything Hillary said was either false or a platitude or a Democratic talking point for the last 30 years. And she lied to our face. She literally said, I was not Secretary of State. And when the red line was drawn, and it was. I mean, she lied multiple times. Right to our face. Right to our face. 6 weeks, he said. 6 weeks before she left. Red lines. Lies, lies, lies. Just like she lies to the victims. Who's going to come next? Trump. If you think Bill Clinton's rape victims are an unfortunate and awkward situation, wait till he starts bringing Benghazi moms to the debates. It's going to happen. Here's the rallies, you guys. Like I said, record crowd in Wilkes-Barre. Record crowd. Absolutely record. He wasn't stalking it. Did you see the camera angle? He stood behind his own chair most of the time. That you guys keep saying that demonstrates your massive desperation because your candidate brutally lost. Tuesday, Donald Trump will be in Panama City, Florida, 7:30 p.m. Wednesday, Ocala, Florida. Florida, 12 p.m. Lakeland, Florida, 3 p.m. That's on Wednesday. Thursday, he'll be in West Palm Beach, Florida, 12 p.m. I know my girl Rachel Casey, egg woman, the woman who was egged in San Diego. So brave. There's so many brave people on the train. She's going to be there. I'm ever impressed at the fortitude of Trump supporters. Cincinnati, Ohio, 7:30 p.m. That's Thursday. Friday, he'll be in Charlotte, North Carolina, 7 p.m. Saturday, he'll be in Portsmouth, New Hampshire, noon, 12 p.m. And Bangor, Maine, 34. It was a huge rally. Bangor, Maine, today in Wilkes-Barre, record numbers. Bangor, Maine, 3 p.m. That is on Saturday. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 rallies in the next 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days. That's my Trump. And it's going to keep going. Mike has 3 dates. Newton, Iowa, 3 p.m. on Tuesday. Wednesday, Salem, Virginia, 2:30 p.m. And also on Wednesday, Raleigh, North Carolina at 6 p.m. We are hitting it hard. You can talk about the polls all you want. Rasmussen has us up by 1 nationally, and in many Ipsos polls. In the Ipsos polls, we lead in Pennsylvania and Ohio. You should really look at more than just the polls the mainstream media puts in front of your face. Because they only put them, and by mainstream media, I mean Fox. Because Fox literally posted an NBC poll today that all they talked about was an NBC poll that had Hillary up 11. Refusing to talk about the Rasmussen poll that has Trump up 1. So, you're getting lied to. If you're getting your media about Donald Trump from the television news or the mainstream media, you're being lied to. But go ahead and believe the polls are all in Hillary's favor. And those rallies that only 100 people attend, while Donald Trump has tens of thousands of people attending his rallies, that's just because everybody's already decided for Hillary. They don't need to rally for her. And those offices that stay unfilled, unstaffed by volunteers because nobody wants to come and volunteer for Trump, while we have thousands, in fact, millions of individuals who volunteer their time in every possible way to get the vote out for Donald Trump. Yeah, I use Real Clear Politics too. And I actually go through more of the polls. And I actually watch the trends. And the trends, yes. Yeah. It's okay. It's okay. Totally okay. Let's do my Trump reason of the day, you guys. Trump reason of the day. My Trump reason of the day. Donald Trump speaks truth to power. What we saw last night was something that America has, I would agree, America has been waiting for maybe since Whitewater, maybe since Monica, maybe since, I don't know, since the 90s. We've been waiting for somebody to speak truth about these scandalous Clintons to their face. In front of everyone. Not this political No, you raped. You attacked. You lied. You endangered the American people. You should go to jail. We were waiting to see that. You knew that? Donald Trump. Yeah, exactly. Jennifer Flowers, 1992. Donald Trump. I'm going to speak to this for a second, Deb. One of the most powerful moments is watching the faces. It actually made me cry. It might make me cry right now. Yeah, it's going to be a little touched up. Watching the faces of Paula Jones and Kathleen Willey and particularly Juanita Broaddrick, because you've seen her interviews and she's been very hurt by Bill's attack. And to watch their faces when Donald Trump called them out. And you can see that those women have not had justice. No one had offered them justice. The country ignored them and honored their abusers in their face. And Donald Trump gave them a little bit of justice. Yeah, I think he didn't care about those women. I think he cares about this country. And I think he's sick of the politicians who get to rape people and lie and ruin their lives. So I was very proud of my president, my future president, yesterday, for providing those women some justice that had been so long denied. Yeah, you gotta go. That's my Trump reason. Sorry to get a little emotional, but it's amazing. The shame that this country has lived in and the shame. Yeah, I'm going to keep defending Trump. I'm going to continue to defend Donald J. Trump. He's extremely respected by the people. And he's doing a great service to this country at great risk to himself and his family. And it's what this country needs. So, that's my reason. That's my reason. He gave them a voice they needed, and they had been so... I'm not worried, but I know we need to get out the vote, Mike. And I talked about this at the beginning. They're going to hit us with the Herman Cain strategy. Herman Cain strategy is going to be a false sexual attack. that doesn't have enough time to be disproven. So it's going to be a week or two right before the election. That's what they're going to try to do. It's called the Herman Cain strategy. It's how they got rid of Herman Cain. We're just not going to fall for it because we're prepared. We know it's coming, so we're going to ignore that. We're going to instead, I'm certain Donald Trump's going to come out with some tax information he already has. There's already some leaks coming out about that. That will distract the media. We're going to have a lot of WikiLeaks. We have to keep pushing, and we must get out the vote. So, that's good. I guess that's a thing. Well, we have to be part of that because the RNC has closed down some of the victory offices because these never Trumpers have caused a lot of problems in the RNC. The Get Out the Vote is operated a lot by the National Party, and the National Party is violently divided, half of them against us and half of us for it. Now, Reince is, I think, trying to do a decent job. I think he's trying to be on Trump's side. Generally, he's campaigned with him, and he continues to try to wrestle these never Trumpers. I'll tell you that again in a second. But we have to get out the vote. The Herman Cain strategy, Herman Cain was winning, doing very well when he ran for office. But about 2 or 3 weeks right before the election, he was falsely accused of sexual assault by a woman who, only a week or two after the election, it was proven completely false and completely wrong, and she had to apologize and recant her entire statement, but the election had already taken place. So when you make the accusation very close to the election, there's not enough time to disprove it. It affects the vote. The Herman Cain strategy. So it's what they're going to try to use on Trump, and we just need to be prepared for it. Does that answer your question, Mike? I always hope people are still there when I'm answering the question, because otherwise I'm just talking to people who are like, yeah, we already heard that before. You said that like 3 times now, Suzanne. Great, awesome. Yeah, you remember. You go what I'm saying. I mean, I repeat myself all the time, so it happens. But I like to at least know that we got the answer out. We can do Trump hotties. Let's do Trump hotties, you guys. I need to perk it up a little bit after all that emotion. Now, I always try to be very careful. When I do the hotties to actually make sure that it's not just pretty women that they just put something Trumpy in front of. Okay? Because that's not good. Nobody wants that. Now, but the detail in this picture, you have to look very... It so wants to freeze on me. You have to look very closely to see how I know these girls are for Trump. So, here we go. We're going to go like this so that the camera... Here we go. So, they're very pretty. Okay? Very cute girls. They're dressed up. All right, they got their little outfits. Super cute. But here, you're going to zoom in. Oh, she's got a marker tattoo. Trump, 2016. So, yeah, these are some Trump hotties. I mean, not to mention, usually, you guys, seriously, girls who wear American bikinis are usually not Democrats. I'm just going to point that out. Okay? So, I don't even understand. I must have missed something sometimes you turn away and I can't read the comments, and I feel like I've missed some whole thing because I come back and people are saying just like a middle of a sentence. They said white lady. I don't know. I don't. So, we got you talking to me. Am I a Trump supporter? This show's called Trump Talk. We're sitting in front of a giant Trump flag. We've been talking about Trump all night. Yeah, I'm a huge Trump supporter, as are most of the people who watch my show. So, in fact, heart up if you're a Trump supporter. Everybody's a Trump supporter watching the show. Be like, whoo, or just Trump it up. Trump. Yeah, plenty of Trump people. We're all Trump people. A huge percentage of America are Trump supporters. Not because they're racist, because they want to make America great again. You know what? Anybody who accused Trump supporters of being racist is obviously a media sheep. See, when you go, Trump supporters are racist, we go, you're media sheep, because you are. As soon as I find Jessica again, I'm going to let her go. You got to wear your Hillary President shirt. No, not Jessica. No, they're often racist themselves, and I totally agree with you. They're completely racist themselves, and they're the ones who are constantly working in the demographic. The Democrats love this demographic, this whole demographic politics. It's political racial profiling. As soon as I find her, it's political. That's what the Democrats do. They racially profile for politics. So, It is what it is. I don't think pointing out color, I think pointing out, like, making a whole point of, I'm going to vote for somebody because of a color, that's racist. That's literally making a prejudgment based on what your race is. See, the point is of not being racist. Let's just talk about this for a second. How do you not be racist? Well, you don't decide one skin color is better than the other. Boom! You're not a racist. Pretty straightforward. Do I think that because I'm white, I can do better things than people who are black? No, that's dumb. I can do better things because I, Suzanne, am taller, shorter, faster, smarter, better, more practiced, more exercise, less exercise, really probably the more truth. I do things, that's how I do things better or worse than other people. But it doesn't matter what color you are. You can do many of those things better than me or worse than me. It has nothing to do with the color of your skin. That's very sweet. Thank you. Thank you, Mike. Now, there are some things I can do because I'm a woman and you can't do because you're a man, like have a baby. Although I'm not going to do that either. It's not my thing. But other than that, mostly not. I can, just because I'm a girl doesn't mean I can't fix cars any better than you. Doesn't mean I can't shoot a gun better than you. Doesn't mean I can't skin a carcass better than you. Doesn't mean any of those things. You don't know. In my house, my city husband doesn't fix any cars. You know how to fix cars. I am the country girl. I fix cars. It is what it is. I'm watching. And I'm also watching for Jessica. I love when, see, as soon as they get called out, they're like, oh, no, I'm just going to sit here and quietly troll. Then I'm going to pop in. Oh, yeah. No, see, you don't understand. When my Trump people are like, you're ruining the whole show, we just send you away. I missed her. I was too busy telling everybody about Jose. Sorry. We'll keep going. We'll keep going. Thank you. I know. So, I think we're doing really well, you guys, this week. I think this is our week. They want to keep smearing it. No, they're all paid Hillbots. They get paid. See, nobody really supports Hillary because Hillary doesn't even have any policies. Her policy is Trump sucks. Except he doesn't suck. Except he has a great tax policy and he kicked her butt on taxes last night, you guys. Oh my gosh. Yeah, totally overpaid. Whatever they charge, whatever they pay, even if it's $1, you are paid too much. You're just there to be annoying. And you're not really helping. In fact, you're basically making people want to vote for Trump more. Yeah, I know, but see, there, we'll get rid of you. Because we all heard the tape. Everybody heard the tape. The locker room talk. We've heard the locker room talk. So let's pay $16 an hour. Many people are in your boat, Dylan. That many people are in your boat. They don't like Hillary. They're not fond of Trump. Part of the reason they're not fond of Trump is the media has demonized Donald Trump, which is one of the reasons I do this show, so that we can talk about really Trump, not the media spin. Now, if you want to call it Trump spin, fine. But the media is all Hillary spin. So maybe watch the opposite spin and you'll get something balanced in the middle. Because everyone's like, oh, you're so in the tank for Trump. Well, yeah, because the media is so in the tank not for Trump. And I think Trump is the right choice. So, Ronald, you know what's unfortunate is that the gutter politics, here's what I want to talk about that for a minute, because Ronald is so right. There's so many people that have that theory that we should be talking about the issues. We got to stay out of the gutter politics. Here's the problem. And we saw it last night. Hillary Clinton is the one who brings up the gutter politics. Donald Trump wants to start the debate on issues. Hillary, the first 2-3 questions are about the stupid tape. So, unfortunately, Hillary's side is going to keep bringing that dirty mud. And if we don't throw back, we'll lose. That's how Romney lost. It's how McCain lost. It's how Republicans have been losing to Democrats for decades. The Democrats throw mud and the Republicans don't fight back. But we brought a fighter this time. So we got to let him fight. That's my opinion. And as you saw last night, if we let him fight enough, Hillary gets tired. She doesn't want to keep fighting. And we go eventually to the issues. And I think Donald Trump did great talking about his lowered taxes, talking about business taxes and how it's going to bring back revenue. He did a great deal of, I agree, Amo, he did a great deal of talking about policy. And when you try to harness Trump too much, you get the first debate that everyone didn't like. When you let Trump be Trump and you just encourage Trump to be a better Trump when he's Trump, you get the second debate. And that debate took us from, oh, Pussygate, 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 to Trump's candidacy is viable again, even in the mainstream media. So important to let Trump be Trump. I agree. I don't think all foreigners, depending on the foreigners, I think all nationalities have made America great, and I love immigrants. I don't like illegal immigrants because they are actually undermining not only natural-born Americans, but American immigrants, people who came here legally. So I don't like illegal immigrants coming here. I have nothing against the people. I have nothing against you trying to make your life better, but I don't want you to break the law. So I don't even understand why that's a question. That's not a thing. Well, I'm sorry. You should go home. If you're a legal immigrant, you should not be here. Yeah, you should. You probably shouldn't be here either because you're obviously just a troll. Because nobody calls themselves that. That's dumb. The Clintons are the expert at gutter politics. Illegal does mean you committed a crime. You have committed a crime in coming here. Is that from Canada? It's like you snuck across the border in like a moose suit? Is that what you did? So there's going to be a huge amount of stuff. You know, let's talk about self-deporting for a minute. I'd love to talk about self-deporting for a minute. We just block everybody who says that because you got to think better. Mugler, let me explain something to you. We have a back list of people who have been on the waiting list, who have gone through the process legally, okay, for their 10 years or more. Hardworking people who would love to come to America and contribute, okay? They can't come here because we have not fixed how you come into the country at all. But illegally, you can come here legally, and then we start giving you benefits, and we give you all of these concessions because you came here illegally. While people wait in line in countries suffering because they're law-abiding citizens. So while I agree there have been people who have come here illegally and have contributed to society and then became legal, those people actually took those spots ultimately from people who waited in line and didn't ever get to do that and didn't sneak across the border and didn't break the law to get into this country. So it's really, really unfair to the entire immigration system and to immigration itself, to immigrants who have come here, to allow illegal immigrants the same rights and privileges and access to citizenship as people who are waiting in line. Thank you, Tom. Open border isn't good, and I can't. Sometimes you have to go fast. Yeah, good. Thank you for saying it. Thank you for saying it again, because we delete everybody who says that. This is what I was going to say. I think that we have to hit hard on people hiring illegal immigrants. We need to make sure that we are handling law. If you look at Donald Trump's immigration reform plan, he talks about that specifically, making sure that we are verifying employment and enforcing the law, which frankly is code for we're going to charge you if you're using the labor code illegally. You don't say that because your big business Chamber of Commerce friends all hand Hillary Clinton another $10 million so that they can beat you. But yeah, what he's basically saying to businesses, basically the businesses who have been bribing the left to have open borders this whole time, is that we're not going to do that anymore. So They will go back if there is no jobs. Many of them will go back. We don't talk like that on my show. We don't talk like that on my show. See, when we get a whole bunch of views, sometimes I have to pay more attention. It is built on the sweat of immigrants who came here legally or were brought here. Now, much of America was built on the back of indentured servants who paid to come here and worked off that debt in conditions worse than slavery. Many of the Irish immigrants and Scottish immigrants that came to this country came in that exact way. You should probably just do some history. Just read some history. You guys, let's talk about this. I'll talk about this. Yeah, look what Bill Clinton and Hillary Clinton talk about women. Let's talk about this for a minute. Everybody wants to talk about this equal pay. Oh, Hillary Clinton is for equal pay. Okay, let me explain something to you. We have equal pay in this country. The Democrats have rewritten that law about 7 times in my recollection. And they re-sign it. They change a few things. They make a little clause here and there. And then they all get to sign on and say they voted for it. And so they all get to say, we voted for equal pay. Okay, well, but there's equal pay laws on the books for many years. It has been illegal to not pay women the same amount of money for the same job for many years. All these laws ever do is change little bits about the law so the Democrats can say that. Now, here's what's worse. So they add that clause, but then they attach it to something they know that the Republicans won't vote for. Here's how they get your little Mike Pence didn't vote for it. They attach it to climate change or solar panels for everybody or whatever it is that they know the Republicans aren't going to vote for. They attach this equal pay clause so that when the Republicans vote against the main bill, they get to say, the Republicans vote against equal pay. This happens over and over and over. Exactly. It's why I support an anti-omnibus bill. One issue at a time. That's why I support that. Because it would prevent this exact manipulation that both sides use, but frankly, the Democrats have been doing it a lot more. Where they attach an emotional bill that they can use as a screw you to the other side to a bill they know the other side cannot possibly vote for. Illegal aliens immensely drive down wages. Let's talk about that. The wall is entirely the answer because we need to secure the border. And where the border has been secure, we have had a reduction in crime. Now, Mikhail, let me ask you this. Do you think that Mexico is a safe place to live right now? Let's just talk to him for a minute. Do you think Mexico is a safe place to live? I'm not sure that's relevant. Yes, Mexico is immensely dangerous. Mexico is immensely dangerous. You don't live good. You live under the constant fear of drug cartels, domestic terrorism, and violence. We see what happens. Weddings are getting shot up. You have drug lords buying government officials. El Chapo bought his way out of jail. Do you know why they can do that? Do you know why they have the money and the means to control Mexico and to destroy lives like that? Well, do you know why they have the money? Do you know why? We can look at the same. It's the same reason. It's the same reason that Chicago is dangerous. It's the same reason. Because they have drug money and guns that are flowing south over the border. And they make millions of dollars selling those drugs north. They make billions of dollars moving human trafficking, sex slavery, all of these things. Tons of it. And then that money goes back into Mexico, which keeps the drug cartels in power. That's what's happening. The open border is what is making the drug cartels have the means to stay in power and to turn Mexico into a narco state. If you support an open border, what you support is human trafficking, sex slavery, drug addiction on a mass scale, and the continued dissolution of Mexico into a worse and worse narco state. Now, if you love Mexico and you love the Mexican people, even Mexico has said they want a secure border. We have similar problems. Do you know why we have the problems? Because the drugs come here. Okay? At huge levels. And the drug cartels come here. We actually, yes, you know why it's the same in Mexico? Because they're coming illegally, the drug cartels, coming illegally across the border so they can operate the drug operations here in the United States. We know it's the same. It's the same people. We don't want the same people to keep coming here and destroying our country and destroying Mexico. We want to stop the flow. They buy the weapons with the drug money that comes here. That's how they get the weapons. Do you know what happens if we secure the border? Stuff also doesn't go south. Do you want more guns in Mexico? Do you want more guns in Mexico? Because you know how to prevent guns getting into Mexico? Do you know how to prevent that? Build a wall. Build a wall. Then the guns won't come into Mexico. You're right. Guns come into Mexico because the drug gangs bring the drugs into the United States. They sell them. They take the money. They buy guns with that money and take them back. I know about Fast and Furious. Do you know what your government has done? Are you familiar with how your government has dropped off criminals at the border, intentionally encouraging them to come into our country? Just saying. For as much evidence we have as on Fast and Furious, we have equal amount of evidence at what the Mexican government is doing. Yeah, but you consume them too. We're going to send you home. No responsibility. No responsibility for his own country or for his native country. No responsibility whatsoever. It's all, America's doing everything to everybody else. I block when I'm tired of arguing with people who are stupid. That's what I do. I know. That's exactly why I block. Thank you. Thank you, Ha. Everything America does, we're the problem. We're the problem. Well, because we're not wasting time. I block you because I don't want to waste time. I want to talk about the issues and I don't want to argue with idiots. So I block idiots. No one is taking care of the kids they're sending over the border. ISIS is sending people over the border. We're sending those people literally. Border Patrol is telling journalists, look, they're sending them in with a piece of paper that just has their name and a phone number. That's the only ID they have. We're sending them into the country. No, that's very true. Some people don't care about the truth. You tell them the fact. You ask them the question. I'm very great. I asked the question, and I'll give you the answer. I debated very clearly with the gentleman about Mexico because I feel very strongly about it. But if you aren't going to take any responsibility for the discussion or for the problems on your side of the border, you are the one who is stupid and reads too much into the media. Why is Trump stupid? You are the one who's stupid. It's just that simple. I understand, but that's not what's going to happen. What's going to happen is we're going to get rid of the criminal illegals first. We're going to see how much self-deportation occurs at that point. And then we're going to deal with who's left. It's going to make the number much smaller to deal with if we just use the natural forces of human movement in our favor. Cut the jobs off and many people go home. It's what happened in the collapse after 9/11. There was such a loss of jobs and a slowing of the economy. There was, a mass exodus of illegals back to Mexico. I can block whoever I can and I will. Even if you are for Trump. If you call me a bitch on my own show, I'll block you. Please. We do in fact have an open border and you're an idiot. They all the time kidnap people and take them for ransom. All the time. Many of the there are ISIS members who have come here. ISIS ISIS has in fact verified that people have come here over the southern border. And we found them. We found evidence of their involvement in ISIS. And frankly, we've continued to find their results, the results. We continue. There's knifings. I love how we're acting like there's not terrorist attacks going on across the country all the time. It's not just these big shootings that we happen in the mall or the bombing in New Jersey. There's people knifing people, and they just don't want to tell you about it. Just like that. That's like that. We don't need that. Welcome back, Ronald. Welcome back. They froze me. We had a really good long Trump talk, though, before they froze me up. Really good long Trump talk. So, yeah, no, it was a pretty good one. It was definitely a good one. As always, I got to do the ending because, we do the video. I save the video. Periscope is always going to jam us. I do the video, and so we always got to do the ending. Let's do this part. We'll talk to Little Trumpy. It's always tomorrow. There's always going to be more news. You can follow me on Twitter, @Trumpetarian. On Twitter, you can email the show, trumptalkus@gmail.com. You can find all of our back episodes, www.trumptalk.us. Thanks, Ronald. I keep showing everybody this because I love it. This is my new thing. I love to show everybody. Yeah, that's good. Thank you. I love the flag. They're really only like $7 or $10 on Amazon or online. You can find them really, really cheap. Thank you so much. Remember, everybody, get your phone tree. Call out the vote. Make sure you call every voter that you know is going to vote for Trump on November 8th. Get out the polls. Yeah, I do because I think we're going to win. On November 8th, get out the vote. Call your Trump friends. Drag them to the polls. Yes, most important. In the meantime, Herman Cain's strategy, you guys, you know it's coming. All right, Gopher. Well, we'll give you a chance. Herman Cain's strategy, we know it's coming. They're going to make a false sexual accusation about Trump near the election. We're not going to buy it. We're going to push the facts about Hillary Clinton. And we're going to keep pushing these WikiLeaks. And we're going to demoralize their voters. Demoralize their voters. Get out our voters. Trump win. Are you talking about the NBC poll again? Stop talking about that poll. Rasmussen has him up winning. There's so many polls that have him up winning. Ipsos IPSOS has him up in Pennsylvania and Ohio. Stop talking about just the polls the media shows you. I don't think he's going to steal in New York. I think he's going to do very well in certain areas, but he's definitely doing very well in New Hampshire. I think he has a good chance at New Hampshire. I think he has a good chance at a couple of other states, Maine, at least the 2nd District of Maine. He's got a lot of ground in there that is certainly possible. Yeah, this is what I'm saying. At any point, at any given time, you can find a poll that has Hillary Clinton up a ridiculous amount and a poll that has Donald Trump up by a smaller amount. Nationally, you can find that. Let me explain something to you in Illinois, okay? The 3 recent polls in Illinois, Trump down by 6, Trump down by 10, Trump down by 27. How are those all polls possible? The polls are bad. That's how that's possible. Yes, you look at the details of each poll. Sometimes they're likely voters. Sometimes there's only 400 people. Sometimes you look at it and they actually did like 70% Democrats and 30% Republicans. So that's how they skew the polls. They do it all the time, which is why you have to look. If all of a sudden the polls are, look at the trends. That's what I'm saying. Everyone's like, oh, I go to the Real Clear Politics. Well, I do too. And I go to the average, and I look at the chart, and I look at the trends, and I see where it's going. How come I go to the same site other people go to, and they're still like, oh. Dead people do vote in Cook County. It's very bad. It's very bad. To be fair, I'm going to be an election judge this year, so there will be at least one polling place in Chicago where as little shenanigans as possible is going to go on because I will catch them. So we're going to do as well as Reagan and maybe better than Reagan. I really feel it's going to be a sweep across the nation that they don't know is coming for them. Well, yeah, the liberal brainwash media, they're paid. They're paid to do that, huh? They're paid hugely to do that. And they want to keep that pocket flowing. So, I'm a full supporter of the Second Amendment, and I think that's one of the huge things we have to make sure that we get Trump in office about is the Supreme Court and protecting the Second Amendment. The WikiLeaks show that Hillary Clinton is deadly serious about taking away your guns. Well, Gopher, let me ask you this. Well, while we have you in here, Gopher, we'll talk to you for a second. What are you looking for to help you be decided? What would help you decide? Because I feel like we've talked about a lot of issues in this campaign. But I would love to find out why you are undecided. What are you looking to know that would help you decide? Yes, Soros and other. Yeah, each of the there are major executives in each of the networks that are married or involved with major Democratic politicians. You should just look it up. You're right. Neither party does anything at all. I agree. That's why I'm electing Donald Trump, because he's not a member of the Republican Party in any normal sense. He is an outsider. That is what is very different. Donald Trump is not a standard Republican. So, are you serious about to ask if Donald Trump? One, I don't think he's going to lose. But if he loses, I feel like you guys should be really concerned. What happens after that depends on how he loses. Is it stolen? Well, you're gonna have a huge part of. So see, Gopher, let me talk about this. You must have, did you support Bernie? Were you a Bernie supporter? No, you didn't support Bernie. Did you? Because the whole idea of the 1% is usually a Bernie supporter kind of thing. And that's why I asked. Because worrying, when you talk about the 1%, first off, everyone in America is globally the 1%. Okay? We are globally the 1%. So the idea of the 1% is a tactic that the Democrats use to continue to try to get the working class and left-leaning economic fairness vote. They want you to feel that, boo on the rich, let's hate the rich, we're going to take the rich's money, and so you'll come out to vote for them. Hillary Clinton is also the 1%. Okay? And all of the people who give her money are greater than the 1%. So, while I would love to help you out with your worry that Donald Trump is the 1% because he's a billionaire, Hillary Clinton is not only herself in the 1%, but she herself also is bought and paid by people many times richer than Donald Trump. Many times richer than Donald Trump. Now, what they don't want you to know, because they're too busy talking about Donald Trump and his federal income taxes. Okay? His federal income taxes. As an employer, Donald Trump has paid hundreds of millions of dollars in taxes, both to the federal government and to the state and local government. I know I'm an employer. I have to pay those taxes. I have to pay the employee taxes. I have to pay. I don't just take out the taxes that my employee pays and pay for him. I have to match that money. So even as a small business, I pay hundreds and thousands of dollars over a year in taxes. Donald Trump pays millions of dollars, millions and millions of dollars in taxes to the federal government and to the state and local governments. So he has in fact contributed a great deal, even merely by being an employer. Now, Hillary Clinton doesn't employ people like that, okay? So she doesn't pay that kind of taxes. She gives speeches and they give her big fat checks. And yet, Hillary Clinton also used the same deductions that Donald Trump did and did not pay any federal income taxes over 12, 13, and 14. We know that for a fact. Part of his taxes have been leaked. You should pay attention. And he pays tons of taxes. You could actually look that information up, how many people he's employed, and just calculate the rate. Okay? It's math. There's a mathematical rate that you pay in employment taxes. It is what it is. That's actually false. Gopher. He has not hired illegals for building his hotels. There have been companies that he had to settle with because they have hired inappropriately, or they didn't get the job done, or they didn't pay the guy. And then Donald Trump, as the guy who's paying for it, has to deal with it. Okay? But that's not his company. That's this company. Here. Okay? These people did the wrong thing. Well, but Donald Trump was the one who contracted them. So he has to come in and deal with the situation. This is where they get this spin. A lot of the stories you have, Gopher, come from mainstream media misinformation. This is why I'm a little concerned and why I'm having a conversation with you about it, because I'm a little concerned that your information about Hillary is going to be very positive if you're listening to the same people who are giving you this information about Trump, when it's not positive. Are you aware of Hillary Clinton's pay to play? Are you aware of Hillary Clinton? Are you aware of Hillary Clinton meeting with over half of the people she met with at the State Department were donors to the Clinton Foundation? Are you aware of Hillary Clinton stating openly to or privately in a Wall Street speech that she believes that she should have a private and a different public policy? Are you aware of Hillary Clinton expressing that she wants open borders and a hemispheric trade that actually has no national sovereignty trade whatsoever? I mean, again and again and again, there are things that you should know about Hillary Clinton that the media isn't telling you. And I know you're getting your information from the media because of what you think about Trump. So this is why I get worried and why we do this show. Because the media is going to tell you bad shit about Trump and good shit about Hillary Clinton, and they're not going to tell you the facts about Hillary Clinton. And the stuff they tell you about Trump is misconstrued, taken out of context, and deliberate, sometimes utterly false. Utterly false. Yes, exactly. I would not be surprised. All of Fox has been, you see how Megyn, the only people who are left who can actually defend Trump openly on any of the news are Lou Dobbs, because his contract is long and he's solid, and Sean Hannity for the same reason. Yeah, we'll go for it. I get that. You keep saying that over and over. You work in hospitality, but you don't work in building development, do you? Do you build hotels? Do you build the hotels? Yes, that's exactly what happened. Yeah. Oh, Judge Janine. Thank you, Judge Janine. Thank you for reminding me, Judge Janine. Judge Janine. Then you know as well as I do. See, Gover, that can't actually be true, because then you would know as well as I do that there are many times when you hire a contractor and you don't actually get the result you want. I know. I hired a contractor. I hired a man to do my awning in my building. He claimed to do the job perfectly and file all the proper permits. He did not. I had to hire another awning company to finish the permitting process at my own expense. That happens. Now, I had to still deal with the consequence of the first man's failure. One, as the contractor. Even though I did nothing wrong. Okay? I still had to deal with the consequence. It was still my business license that was going to be suspended because my awning papers weren't filed properly. Even though I was not allowed to file them by law, the awning company has to. Okay? So I had to hire, bad awning company, good awning company. I had to pay for it. I would have endured the consequences. It would be my fault, even though I did nothing wrong. This is the exact situation with Donald Trump in these cases. And if you are in real estate, you know that happens. So, let's get done, people. This has been a long show. What are we going to talk about the election? I'll answer the last question. What are we going to talk about after the election? We're going to talk about how great America is becoming. This is going to be awesome. We're going to talk about how the Clintons are going to jail and all the trials that we're putting them through. We're going to have so much fun to talk about. There's going to be so much stuff to talk about. That's fine. It's fine. Go ahead and do that. I'm just as happy if you don't vote or if you vote for Jill Stein. Frankly, vote for Gary Johnson. Those are all going to take votes away from Hillary. Just don't vote for Hillary. If you can't deal with Trump, just don't vote for Hillary. Help us out. So, I don't know if the Cubs. The Cubs are doing very well. I think the game was still going on when I started. So, I know he doesn't really sound undecided to me, JoJo. He sounds like he's kind of decided, but that's exactly what I'm talking about. There's a lot of people who have probably decided they're probably going to vote for Hillary because they've been smeared on Trump so much. But just convince them they don't want to vote for her either, and they'll stay home. Demoralize their voters. Get our voters to the polls. Because I don't know why you would think that. Hillary Clinton actually wants to control guns. She believes that the state is more important in parenting than the parent. Those are directly like Hitler. Do some history. Boo. Do some history and you'll know who to pick. So, pretty easy. Gotta get the computer to boot back up. We've been here so long. This has been a good talk, you guys. We need to keep being a good talk. Remember, phone tree, phone tree, phone tree. See, I know he wasn't. I saw it. I saw he wasn't undecided. Phone tree, phone tree, phone tree. So important. Remember the Herman Cain strategy. Don't fall for it. Post those WikiLeaks. For me and Little Trumpy, you guys, great job, but it's going to get worse before it gets better. It's going to get hard, and we got to fight hard. But if we fight hard, we will win. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much. We'll be back again tomorrow, 10:30, 10:45. Keep on chumping.